In the aftermath of the 2018 elections, where the Democrats won back the House, but Republicans held the Senate, the key to Republican success was rural districts like these. A small, mostly white community in the swing state of Pennsylvania, where we traveled to find out not just what voters thought, but the reasons behind their views.
Some people feel that this vote is going to show how people feel about President Trump. Do you think President Trump is motivating people this election cycle?
I think he is motivating them some, yes, I do. And, yeah, we've had some tough times to come through and everything. I mean, we've had some real tests and everything come to us and all.
Our journey to Pennsylvania began following the progressive campaign of newcomer and Democrat Jess King. She was fighting an uphill battle in the newly drawn 11th District. It was created due to a court decision that ruled Pennsylvania districts were gerrymandered. The 11th included all of Lancaster and parts of York County, two pivot districts that voted for Trump in 2016.
Talking about the issues of working families, talking about the fact that both parties have failed us in a lot of ways at the national level and trying to demonstrate that we can do politics differently.
To win, King decided to get beyond left and right politics and instead engaged in a rhetoric around class that looked top to bottom, not left to right, hoping that this would have universal appeal.
You know, and I think what we see is that voters aren't necessarily on a left to right spectrum as much as they are on a bottom to top spectrum, and that we need to talk more about two political parties that have sold out to special interests, have sold out to a corporate establishment and a political establishment that isn't working for people.
It was an intriguing idea that seemed to be an opportunity to bridge the gap between conservatives and liberals.
I think a lot of Trump voters are understandably very angry at kind of failed promises made by both the Democrats and the Republicans.
And generated enthusiasm with a group called Lancaster Stands Up.
Lancaster Stands Up was formed basically to change the way that we are going in this, district.
There was even a poll that showed the race tightening. But then the election results came in, and the Republican incumbent Lloyd Smucker won handily, 58% to 41%. So why didn't her strategy work? And what does it mean for the future of progressive ideas in rural America?
We're looking at the border and so many people coming into our country illegally. I really frown upon that happening, and I think the Republican Party actually stands for that a little bit more than the Democratic Party.
Our discussion with diehard Trump voters was revealing. For them, healthcare was not an issue.
What about healthcare? That was been a big issue for the challenger Jess King. Does healthcare move your vote at all, or are you concerned about that?
I'm not really concerned about healthcare because of the job market. Once again, going back to that, because if you do have a job, and many of us do, thanks to this economy, we're able to afford our medical bills and care.
But rather the caravan and immigration, even though they hadn't experienced those problems firsthand. And that Medicare for All would give access to those who haven't earned it.
I run a business, right, and if I don't pay for my bills, I don't get jobs.
Right. So you think she's talking about like socialism or giveaway?
Yeah, basically, that's what she's a socialist. And you know what? I don't know how she could be a socialist growing up in Lancaster County.
From their perspective, there was little Democrats could offer, and resentment was still fresh from past Democratic leaders.
You know what? The first day Obama was in hell, he parted the seas and got the Nobel Peace Prize. And what did he do? Nothing.
But their opinions don't necessarily mean Lancaster County was bereft of possibilities. At this small voting station serving Lancaster's Hispanic communities, voters were passionate.
Es bien importante la atención médica, es bien importante también la inmigración. Sí, es bien importante mandarle un mensaje al presidente que todos somos hermanos, que nos debemos ayudar unos a los otros, y además que no debe de haber racismo ni discriminación, y que además necesitamos un presidente que nos apoye, que nos ayude.
Particularly against the same immigration policies that had spurred rural voters. And they had a specific message for President Trump.
Y están maltratando a niños nacidos aquí, sacando a los papás de los niños fuera de aquí, y esos niños van a caer con un trauma psicológico. Y esos niños son norteamericanos, igual que Trump.
A perspective that paints a divided picture of Lancaster and the future of politics across the country.
Democrats are too emotional. We have to get a little bit more feisty. because 2020 is coming, and of course we have local elections next year. So there's a lot to do. This doesn't end it. If win, lose, or draw, we have more to do.
This is Taya Graham and Stephen Janis reporting for the Real News Network in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.